Every coach wants to do better and make more money, so in today's video I'm going to show you an exact marketing blueprint that you can use to make 2026 your best year yet. And I can say this so confidently because this is the exact blueprint that I've used to generate the coaches that I've helped over $1 million in sales. Now the first thing that you can do in 2026 is reactivate your old leads. Now I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can do this. So the first one being SMS plus email outreach. And the second one being retargeting adverts. So let me break down what this means. So over the year of 2025, you have probably dealt with and encountered a lot of leads who have potentially been interested in your help, right? You've had people who have messaged you, outreached to you, contacted you, jumped on calls with you, but never actually bought. Now, what you will find in any year, but especially for this year, is that as we head into the new year, most people are going to set themselves New Year's resolutions, new ideas of how they want their year to look, and this is going to be the time for you to capitalize. So the best thing you can do is contact all of these people in both of these ways. So let's start off first of all with SMS plus email. So when it comes to email and SMS, essentially what you want to do is just send them a very, very simple message. It doesn't need to be complicated. Generate yourself or build a list of yourself of all the people that you've interacted with. Sit down, take a bit of time, maybe you've got a CRM with them all in, collect them all, whether they be on Instagram, text message, email, whatever that is, and essentially what you want to do is just send them a really simple message that just pretty much says, hi name, have you overcome X problem that we discussed earlier in the year? Just something as a really, really simple message like that. Now, what you want to be doing to these old leads is giving them some sort of incentive to come back. So yes, this is a great opener to pique curiosity and to get them thinking again. But what you can also do is make them a really, really simple offer. And this kind of ties to what I'm going to talk about in step 4 of this process, but I thought I'd bring it up now as well. And what I mean by that is that some of these leads may not have signed up because of price point, because of fear of being too much of a bigger commitment. So what you can do is offer them a different package, right? You can offer them a reduced rate for your coaching if you're doing one-to-one. If you're doing a online platform or some sort of group coaching, you can offer them an extra free couple of months in the platform. You could do a price decrease, but also take out some of the elements. But essentially what you could do is have this message saying, hi name, are you still facing X problem? And then in this second line of your text and email, simply have what your offer is. For New Year, I am offering the first 5 people an extra free month in my platform to help them achieve their New Year's goals. Or I'm giving them 10 one-to-ones for the price of 6 to help them get started in their new year. Now, the way to make this message even more effective is to tie it to the specific person's pain points and goals that they have. So for example, if they told you that they had X problem, use X problem in the offer. For example, to help you overcome X problem that you mentioned to me earlier. If they had Y goal, include this also. So that's the first thing you can do. Now, obviously, if you have lots and lots of leads, you'll need to do this in a mass scale, but a really, really simple message like this will be perfect. Asking their name, seeing if they're experiencing the problem, making an offer to them, and then very simply inviting them to either book in a call directly and sending them a link, or suggesting a keyword that they reply back to you to show their interest in the thing that you're offering, essentially. But this is the first thing that you can do. Now, if you're on a coach and you're a bit of a smaller scale and you don't have a big list and you can't automate this or it's not worth it, then I'd recommend individually messaging people or getting a virtual assistant to do it for you and tailor it to the specific goals and problems that they told you. You will find that a lot of people, because they set themselves these New Year's goals, these New Year's resolutions, a lot of people will take you up on this offer. Now, the second way that you can do this is with retargeting adverts. So there's a really handy tool, obviously on Facebook Ads Manager, where when you come in, if you come into the audiences tab here, you'll be met with this dashboard and you can make a custom audience of specific people that you want to send ads to. So you can send it to people who have maybe landed on a certain landing page, people who have watched a certain amount of your videos, people who have viewed your Instagram account or are following your Instagram account. And what you can do is make really, really simple ads using this exact same framework that I've showed you up here. So essentially what your ads could be is just something like, if you're X person with Y problem, looking for Z transformation, and in 2026 you want to change 1, 2, 3, the main common things that you see, then you've probably seen me before and we've probably spoke before, so I want to offer you something about yourself just to show that it's tailored to them, and then make your new offer here as well that we've created up here, whatever that may be. Now, by doing that, what you're going to find is you're going to tidy up on a lot of old leads already. Now, this is a great place to start for 2026 because this is now you targeting people who already know you, like you, trust you, have spoke to you, have had some interaction with you, so they're less cold. So there's going to be less work on your end to get these people convinced and built in on this new offer. This is the first thing that you can do as a marketing framework in 2026 to really help yourself to take things up to the next level. Now, the second thing you can do is obviously you're going to have a limited list of people who know you, who have had calls with you, who have spoke to you, and eventually you're going to exhaust that list. So that is the first thing I'd recommend you do. But then we need to start going to cold leads, because although there are people that already know you that want to change, also majority of the population decides that the new year is the time that they're going to make the change. So this is the time for now you to capitalize. So I'm going to break down the steps of what you need to do to really capitalize on the cold audiences who are looking for change, who are your client avatar. So the first thing that you need to do before we do any types of advertising campaigns, anything like that, is you need to position yourself as an expert and you need to build your shop front. So let me explain what that means. In this online space at the moment, there is so much noise in every single niche, no matter what you're doing, no matter what type of industry you're in. And if you don't look like the absolute go-to expert in your specific field on the specific problem that you solve, you are very simply going to get drowned out. So what I'd really invite you to do before we talk about how to do this is to take a step back and really reflect on just your social media page. I call it your shop front. So what I mean by that, right, is in-person businesses, they have a brick and mortar business, right? They have a shop window here with the products in to show you what their shop's about, and they have a sign telling you what the shop's about as well. The purpose of this is to show you the value of what you'll get if you come into their store, to make sure that it aligns with what you're looking for. Your social media should reflect that as well. So my point that I'm making here is the first thing that you need to do before you do any new campaigns in 2026 to cold people is take a look at how you look online, how you're putting yourself across. Do you look like an absolute expert on one problem, on X problem, and on Y transformation? That is what you should do. Going into 2026, you should look like the absolute go-to person on one thing. And again, the reason for that is because the more of an expert that you are on one topic, the more people are likely to want to listen to what you have to say, to take note of you, to take interest into you, and to actually take action on what you have to offer. If you're a generalist and you're not an expert, you're going to get drowned out. I'd really invite you to take a step back and look at your social media presence. Do you look like the go-to person? Do you look like the person that is worth investing into, taking time to learn about, and to put trust into for this new year? The way to do that is very simple. A really quick breakdown. Make sure your story is up to date and relevant to the client avatar that you're looking for. Make sure you've got tons of testimonials across your page just to remove that skepticism. Make sure you can show why you're different, or why what your target avatar has done before is wrong. Okay, and then just provide endless value. Simple as that. It doesn't need to be any more complex than that. But the only thing that you need to do to make this efficient is tie it to the client avatar that you want. And that will optimize your shop front, make sure you look like an expert, and make sure that any campaigns that you do this year for your cold traffic actually convert. So now let's look at the next part of this. What do we do once we've optimized that? Now, I'm always going to recommend the quickest and fastest way for you to get new people in 2026 who are cold and who need help and who want to capitalize on the new year is advertising. But not just any type of ads, right? We don't want to do lead magnets, we don't want to do PDFs and all that rubbish, we don't want to do masterclasses, etc. Everyone's seen this a million times, everyone's bored of it. So I'm going to show you now this newer approach that I've been using for the coaches that I work with called evolved ads, excuse the writing. But essentially what we're doing here is we're using adverts to drive new traffic to us in the simplest, easiest and cheapest way on the market, guaranteed. The reason I say this, you're looking at 20 pence per lead to £1 per lead at the absolute max, right? That is the range of your cost per lead that you're looking at. Whereas if you do these things, you're looking at £5, $5 plus per lead, and that's a normal rate. So by doing this approach to adverts, you get the cheapest leads possible, and what that means is that you get the most amount of volume for your budget, which gives you more opportunities to sell and to get new people through the door. Now, how these evolved ads work are really, really simple. It's ridiculously simple, right? So you have an evolved ad, which essentially says, if you're X person with Y problem, looking for Z transformation, and you're experiencing 1, 2, 3 pain point, follow my page, go through my content to get the value. Then you list 2 testimonials, then you do your CTA again. That is your ad. That is the framework of the ad that you're doing. And all we're doing for this ad is we're running a boosted post. So you create this piece of content, you post it on your page, it is an advert, you then boost the post, and all you do is you drive them to the shop front that we've just literally created. And so by doing that, what you're then doing is you're providing value to them, but in a different way, right? Because when you run ads, all you're doing is you're providing value to somebody in exchange for the opportunity to find a customer. So if you're giving somebody a PDF, you're making a PDF around a problem, knowing that the person that's going to download it has that issue and is potentially a customer because you can solve that issue, right? Here we're doing it in the same way, but we're doing it in a way which builds 10 times more trust, 10 times quicker, to mean that you can capitalize on these people that want to make change much, much faster. So like I say, you're running this ad to the shopfront that we've just created, which obviously positions you as an expert. And the value you're providing, like I said, is tons of value on your page around the client avatar. So this is why it's so important that everything you do is very niche specific, very nuanced, and very direct to a specific client avatar. And so then by doing this, what you're then doing is you're asking people to follow you if they like the content and they find it valuable, which they will. Then once they follow, what that means is we have the opportunity then to outreach to them, to message them, to start conversations with them, and to start making some really easy conversion. And essentially what you're going to get from this, right, you only need like a $10 to $20 a day budget if you're a bit of a less established coach. If you're a more established coach, $20 plus, as much as you really can afford, is going to take you a very, very long way. But because you're going to get such a cheap cost per lead, you're going to get cheap, but you're also going to get high quality. So all of a sudden, right, in this new year, you're going to go from wondering where to find the new business or what to do with how to capitalize on the new year to one, capitalizing and cleaning up on all the old leads that you've got. And two, then what you're also doing is picking up and finding all the high quality leads who are also looking to make change in this new year, in 2026. And so the reason that this video is coming up now for you is because this is the time to prepare. The time to prepare isn't January 1st. This is the time that you need to start setting this up, to optimizing it and preparing it for that new year. Now, what you can then do is once you've started generating all of these leads and they're all in your Instagram and your ecosystem, all of this is done on Instagram, right? Then what you can do is start making them offers, plus offering them more freebies. Now, I don't recommend as a coach you lead with freebies in the typical sense in terms of PDFs, ebooks, and lead magnets when it comes to trying to sign clients, because everyone's seen it. It doesn't build any trust. Downloading a piece of paper or of a PDF isn't going to get anybody to want to work with you. So, but once you've got them into your ecosystem, right, onto your Instagram page, and they're viewing your content and they're finding it valuable and you're speaking to them, then you can offer them freebies to nurture them, right? Because the trust is already there, they're already built, and we've already captured them. And then what you can also start to do is make the offer that we made earlier to them. So you can do that in the DMs, you can do that in your stories. So what you can say in your stories is like, I'm looking for 5 people who are this person with this problem, looking for this goal this new year. And to incentivize that, I'm offering 50% off or I'm offering 10 one-to-one sessions for the price of 6, or I'm offering an extra free 2 months in my platform, whatever that may be. Do this in the DMs, do this in your stories with all of these people and get them to take action, because now what you've done is you've cleaned up on all your old leads, right? They're done. And then you've got loads of new leads, which you'll carry on to generate, right? And then you're giving them offers and getting them onto calls and signing them up as well. But that is the very simple marketing framework that you need for 2026. It doesn't need to be any more complex than that. So just to reiterate that, clean up on old leads. Once you've done that, make sure you look like the expert on your page in preparation for new people that are coming in. Run evolved ads to get people to follow your page here to generate them as leads at a very, very low cost. And then once you've done that and you've made that really, really simple, all you want to do then is nurture them and make offers to them to then clean them up on them. It doesn't need to be any more complex than that. And the reason I'm such a big advocate of this is because it aligns with coaches. Coaches aren't salesmen, they aren't marketers, they just want to coach. If you use this, it's really simple. It takes away most of the guesswork you currently have around sales and marketing, and it will make your life 10 times easier. If you don't want to go into the new year guessing, trying to figure out alone, wondering if you're doing the right things, very simply, all you need to do is press the link below in the description of this video, book in a chat with me, and I'll show you how we can get this set up and running for you within 2 weeks, just in time for the new year.